Hi, and welcome back to the Mew Mew Blog Thingy, and to part 4 of our Edits and Localization series. This time around we'll be going over the dubs that came from the English version. Just to note, I won't be comparing these to the Japanese version unless there is a change to reflect it. These dubs mostly had the English version for reference, so comparing it to a version that they didn't see would be kind of pointless. We have a lot of dubs to go through, so let's get started. First we'll head south, well from my location anyways, to Colombia, where the Latino Spanish version was dubbed by Pro Video SA. The title was translated to Meow Meow Power, and it aired in several Latin American countries on Cartoon Network and had reruns later on Boomerang. There wasn't much change compared to the English dub it came from. Even the Mew rap was directly translated since it still somewhat rhymed in Spanish. The only minor changes it has were to some of the weapon and attack names. For example, Zoe's weapon was changed to Pink Bell. They also noticed that the shape of Karina's weapon and changed the name to Lyra Arrow. The attack names that were changed were really minor, such as Bridget's main attack being called Deep Sea Wave Attack. There are no extra paint edits, and any text that gets focused on screen have a translation spoken by either a narrator or the character reading it.
Mensaje de Zoe, mira hacia atrás.
Zoe's voice actress also says the title of the episode after the theme song ends.
Meow Meow Power! Hoy presentamos Meow Meow Hollywood!
All the songs were dubbed into Spanish, but the instrumentals to most of them were redone from scratch, which resulted in some weird mixing, including the loss of percussion and a strange reverb effect on the singer's voice. The voice acting is pretty decent, with most of the voices fitting pretty well, with a couple actually sounding better than their English counterparts. I only had a minor issue with Kiki's voice actress, Shirley Madurlanda. In some parts it sounded like she was trying a little too hard to sound high-pitched, especially when she yells. But as I said, it's minor and you get used to it pretty quickly. While all 26 episodes aired, it was never given an official DVD release. Now traveling a little further south to Brazil, we'll go over the Brazilian Portuguese version, which was dubbed by Studio Zintaro. The title of the show was changed to as Super Gatinhas, which has a double meaning. It can literally mean the super kittens, but the word gatinha can also be slang for pretty girl. As you can tell by the title change, there were changes to terms as well. The girls are now called super kittens, they work at Cafe Meow, and all the Mew puns are gone, which means the transformation phrase is metamorphosis, and Zoe's rap is now translated to my style, my disguise, my power in your face.
Meu estilo, meu disfarce, meu poder na sua face.
The names all stay the same as the English dub, although due to how certain letters in Brazilian Portuguese are pronounced, Bridget's name is now Bridgetti. And due to the title change, Minnie Mew's name is changed to Mini Gatinha, or Mini Kitten. On the antagonist side of things, the only term changed was Predicite to Predator. All the weapon and attack names are changed to really simple terms. Zoe's weapon is just called Bell, Karina's is Bow and Arrow, Bridgetti's weapon is Castanets, and while Kiki's weapon keeps the English dubbed name Golden Tambourine, her attack is just called Tambourine. Renee's weapon was never named, but I'm sure it would have been called Whip. Most of the voices are pretty well matched. Renee's voice is a little higher than most dubs, but passable, and while Tarb is still voiced by a man, he at least tries to make an attempt to sound cute. They did come across some weird translation issues. One example was with episode 15 when Zoe and Tarb were having their little argument. In the original, Zoe said that she brought her fly swatter, and Tarb asks what that is, and then he counters it by saying that he has catnip. For some weird reason, it seems that the translators accidentally misheard fly swatter as flying sweater and confused the catnip line for take a nap. Either way, both versions were confusing and didn't really make much sense in context. This dub also has many similarities to the Latino Spanish version. Both aired on Cartoon Network and Boomerang. Both had a narrator speaking the episode titles and translating on-screen text. And both had to redo the instrumentals when dubbing the music, although it's a lot more noticeable in this dub. It's hard to describe, but there's something lighter about the instrumentals in this dub. The singing voice also has a reverb effect, but it's better mixed and the voice is stronger than the Spanish dub. There were also times when the lyrics are a bit off tempo as well. Strange translation issues aside, I still really enjoyed this dub. And just like before, this version did all 26 episodes, but no DVD release. Now we travel to Europe, where we'll make our first stop at the Netherlands, where Mew Mew Power was dubbed into Dutch by Wimpel Productions. Due to this dub only airing on Nicktoons, a digital cable channel, and a planned DVD release that was cancelled, not many people got to see it, much less record it. Only a few low-quality clips can be found online. But from these few clips, we can confirm a few things. All of the character names are the same as the English dub, the weapons, attacks, and transformation phrases are kept in English, and at least the opening and transformation insert songs were dubbed. Zoe's voice actress also says the episode titles after the theme song ends, and the Mew rap is roughly translated as Mew Mew style, Mew Mew force, Mew Mew power is the strength, or our strength. As I said, really rough translation. The voices and the acting from the few clips I've heard seem pretty good and sounded right for the characters' ages. From what some people have told me, only 17 episodes were dubbed, or at least only 17 aired and they didn't bother airing the rest. I can't either confirm or deny it though. If anyone knows, put it in the comments. Now we head a bit northeast to Denmark, where the Danish dub aired on channel TV2. While a Mew Mew Power dub, it does set itself apart in one way. Due to the manga already being released, the dubbers decided to give the main characters their original Japanese names. So instead of Zoe Hansen or Karina Bucksworth, we get Ichigo Momomiya and Minto Aizawa. Although there were a few mistakes when they went about it. Pai and Tarto's names were accidentally switched. Moe and Miwa's names were also switched, but I can be more forgiving of this one since their names were only mentioned once in the manga, and since the names were said by Ichigo and they were both in the same panel, you only got a 50-50 chance of guessing right. All the weapon and attack names are kept in English, so not much to say about this part. Most of the voices are a pretty good fit, although Pai's, who's actually Tarto, this is confusing. Anyway, his voice is really scratchy, even compared to the English voice it's based off of.
Har I savnet os?
Den var god, min ironiske unge ven.
Tak! Hey piger, gæt lige, hvad vi fandt nede på havets bund? Nej, jeg tror, jeg viser det! Giv mere! Cyklon-opstigning!
Then there's Rio's voice, which is done by the same VA as Pai/Tarto. Oh god, help me. The tone's okay, but the delivery is kind of weird. I've had quite a few people tell me that he sounds like a surfer.
Vi kan ikke vente. De slyngler ud på at stjæle vores Blue Aqua. Vi må ikke lade dem få fingre i det, for så er det ude med os. Okay, piger, I ved, hvad I skal gøre.
While the characters get their original names back, this dub keeps the English dub setting. So the one-off characters have their English names, and some of the dub terms are kept. The transformation phrase decides to go with the punless Power Pendant Mew Metamorphosis, and the rap is translated as Mew Mew style, Mew Mew play, Mew Mew beating here for you.
Mew Mew stil, Mew Mew leg, Mew Mew bank, her til dig.
Every song except for Don't Wake Me Up was dubbed, although I noticed that dubs that translated the song had the sound effects removed, most likely not due to them being given all the materials when they got the rights, which resulted to them making instrumentals from scratch, or receiving the proper instrumentals without sound effects. So the Danish dubbers probably thought that the scene was too important to go without sound effects, and decided to just keep the song in English. The other songs, however, were sung by some of the voice cast. Ichigo's voice actress sings their version of Zoe's theme from the pilot episode, or would it be Ichigo's theme now? Whatever. And also their version of Lucky Me from episode 23. Redis's VA sings the episode 16 insert song Crush, and Minto's VA sings the other songs. They also have a narrator to announce the title of the show and the title of the episode, though oddly enough, he doesn't translate any of the on-screen text, except for the to be continued. Overall, pretty decent dub, despite some mix-ups. Most of the episodes can be found online, but this dub never had a DVD release. Our next stop is Hungary, where the Hungarian dub aired on Channel A+, later becoming Animax. The title was changed to Vadmachka Commando, which translates to Wildcat Commando. Just like with the Brazilian Portuguese dub, the change of title meant getting rid of all the Mew puns. This also meant a change in terms as well. The Mew Mews are now called Wildcats, with Wildcat Commando being their team name, and Cafe Mew Mew was changed to the Wildcat Cafe. The transformation call was changed into various phrases, including Magic Pendant Action, Magic Pendant Fight, and Magic Pendant Let's Transform. Zoe's catchphrase is also changed to Mochko Izum, Mochko Korom, Mochko Vorashte Hotorom. The first three parts translate as Cat Muscle, Cat Claw, and Cat Magic. However, there is a debate on the last part of the phrase. Many people from Hungary told me that it's either full power or milk power. I haven't found official confirmation from either side of the debate yet. The English dub names are kept, although there are times when it seemed that they couldn't decide whether Renee was either pronounced as that or Rennie. Also, Minnie Mew's name was changed to Minnie Mitza, or Minnie Cat. Also, all of the songs are kept in English. Most of the weapon and attack names are changed, a few of them having the word magic added to them. Zoe's weapon is changed to Miracle Bell, with her attack being called Miracle Bell Full Power. When it upgrades, it's called Super Bell. While Bridget's weapon keeps the name Combat Castanets, her attack is changed to Depths of the Sea, End of My Powers, and variants thereof. While it doesn't take much to say in Hungarian, it sure is a mouthful in English. The voice work is pretty top-notch, with the characters being voiced by pretty well-known actors. The only huge miscast is Tarb's voice, who ironically doesn't seem to be credited because I can't find his voice actor in any official sources. I can't really describe it, but the first word in my head when I heard it was no.
Ha engem kérdezel, akkor ez egy ostoba ötlet. Megint mindent elrontasz majd.
Ne tartsd magadban, mondd ki, hogy mit érzel.
Elég volt, Sándor és én jól megvoltunk nélküled.
Overall, it's a pretty good dub, so check it out if you're curious. Just like with most of the others so far, all 26 episodes were dubbed, but no DVD release.
Macska izom, macska karom, macska varázs, teljhatalom! Talán erre most nem is volt szükség.
Next, we travel to Greece, where the Greek dub aired on the Alter channel. This dub keeps the English title and the character names, although despite them keeping the Mew Mew terms, they removed the Mutamorphosis pun to just plain Metamorphosis. Most of the weapon and attack names are kept the same, but there are some minor changes. The Strawberry Bell was mistaken as Strawberry Belt, but this wasn't the only dub that did this. Also, Deep Sea Surge Attack was changed to Shark Attack. Did they think that Surge was shark? Did 4Kids not give any of these countries their scripts? I'm starting to suspect it since there are minor mistakes like this in a few dubs that could have been avoided if they read one. The only other change was Kiki's attack being called Protective Trench, and the Mew rap was changed to Mew Mew Movement, Mew Mew Action, Mew Mew Power right upon you.
Mew Mew κίνηση, Mew Mew δράση, Mew Mew δύναμη επάνω σου θα φτάσει.
This dub only had 5 actors for the main characters, but they did a really great job. Syllable Not So, for example, did the voices of Bridget.
Ίσως χρειάζεται εκπαίδευση. Όταν έχω χρόνο, θα τις γράψω κάποιες φράσεις που χρησιμοποιούμε στο σερβίρισμα για να τις κάνει πρόβα.
Kiki.
Εκτός! Αν νομίζεις ότι δεν αξίζω να μου δώσεις ούτε ένα διφραγκάκι, ίσως πιστεύεις ότι είμαι τόσο άχρηστη που δεν αξίζω τίποτα. Προσίγα! Σε κοιτεύω!
Renee.
Άκου, αυτό το ξέρω καλά. Η αγάπη μας κάνει να φερόμαστε πολύ παράξενα. Πρόσεξε που θα σε οδηγήσει αυτό, για να μην χτυπάς κάποτε το κεφάλι σου.
And Minnie Mew.
Ξύπνα ζωή! Ξύπνα ζωή! Α? Τι? Άκουσε ρε ζωή! Άκουσε! Ένα πηδεσάι! Ένα πηδεσάι!
She was so good that I didn't even notice that they were all done by her until I read the credits. She also did Tarb's voice, although I haven't been able to hear it since I only had the first 11 episodes. This is one of the 2 dubs that came from Mew Mew Power where Tarb was voiced by a woman. Elliot's voice actor Stamatis Gardelis also provided the voices for Mark, Sardon, and the Blue Knight. I bet that made the Blue Knight's identity harder to figure out for new viewers. None of the songs were dubbed. In fact, sometimes the songs were cut out completely. Some examples including Zoe's theme from the pilot episode and some of the Animal Instinct transformation sequences. The song Supernatural was made instrumental, while the opening song and Dance Another Day were kept in English. Another decent dub that's worth watching. All 26 episodes were dubbed, but only the first 4 episodes were released on DVD. Our last stop in this video is Bulgaria, for a brief look at the Bulgarian dub in which the title is translated as however you pronounce that. Unlike the other dubs, this one has Lecter speaking over the English dub. The main reason I count it as a dub is because there are attempts of giving different voices to the characters, and the dialogue isn't just a straight translation. One example being the Mew rap changing in order to make it rhyme, which translates as Mew Mew Style, Mew Mew Finesse, Mew Mew Power you'll see today.
Mew Mew Steel, Mew Mew Finesse, Mew Mew Steel, ще видиш днес.
Also, the dialogue spoken over the songs don't sound like a straight translation either. Other than that, all the names, terms, weapons, and attacks remain the same. The lectures might be off-putting to some, but this is actually the norm for anime dubbing in Bulgaria, so you can't really fault them about it. I personally think it makes for an interesting watch, so see it if you're curious. The dub did all 26 episodes and is one of the 2 countries to release all of the episodes on DVD. There were other countries that aired Mew Mew Power, such as the Czech Republic and Romania. However, they got it in English with subtitles. Despite that, the title of the show got changed to Cat Power and Mew Mew Power Team. However, there are 2 other countries that I know of that dub the show, but I currently haven't seen any of their episodes. So if anyone knows where I could find the Turkish or Albanian dubbed episodes, or if you know where I could get full Dutch episodes, please contact me. And this ends part 4 of our localization series. If you have any Mew Mew topics you want me to discuss, put it in the comments below. Tune in next time for the final part of this mini-series, where I'll go over the dubs that came from both Tokyo Mew Mew and Mew Mew Power.